Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. أما بعد أحبتي في الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته أسأل الله كريم رب العرش العظيم أن يتولنا في الدنيا والآخرة. أحبتي في الله, a lot of questions about marriage. So this was actually asked to answer in video form. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. Please, I need your advice for the sake of Allah. The matter is very crucial. What should I do as a Salafi woman whom a Sufi proposed to? He says that he is not like those fanatics and that before being a Murid, an African Senegalese group, he is a Muslim, and he said that he loves Allah above the leader of that group. He does almost all acts of Sunnah. He has good character and he is religious. Allahumma barak. He studied almost all the books of knowledge to be able to teach to children, inshallah. He wants to teach his future children about the leader of the Murid group, but I only want to teach Quran and Sunnah. Should I accept the marriage proposal? Also keep in mind that I have seen evidence of a lot of bizarre statements from that leader. His name is Serenge, I believe, Toba. He also has done good for Islam, but I don't feel comfortable teaching my kids about anything about him because I was Sufi once and it created a lot of confusion in my head to the point I couldn't distinguish what was right and what was wrong. Jazakallah khairan, kathiran. It would mean a lot to me if you replied with a video. So first and foremost, I'm going to be as brief as possible because Maghrib is about to come set upon us. That first and foremost, especially under the circumstances that you describe, I would absolutely not advise marrying someone who is a marid, meaning that they have a turk. It's not just someone with some light tasawwuf that has light things. I don't care if he studied and memorized 2,000 books, honestly. 3,000 books, I don't care. No. N-O. Do not run, flee, make flight. And the reason being is that from the fitrah, and this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows the Muslim men to marry from Ahl Kitab, from the Jews and the Christians that are chaste. Why would that be the case? They are committing shirk. It's because of the nature of the women is generally to follow the men. So even if they don't become Muslim, they still are under their husbands and have respect in that relationship if they are, kind of practicing within the bounds of the Sharia with the beautiful manners and so forth. And the natural fitrah of the men being stronger than the women. And with that being the case, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa." Men are the maintainers and protectors of the women. Secondly, with that being the case, is that if you were to marry a Sufi marid, even we know that that's a higher status. That's not just like somebody who is like tasawwuf, as I said. This is someone who is on a path, a tariqah. That means they have a serious minhaj or madhab, you might even say, which has to do with aqidah. Ittaqadi. This is not something light. It's not just something of a few suluki issues of manners and ways of interacting with people. No, this is something much more serious. So that's another reason no, because what is to say two scenarios? You marry and you begin influence because he's got the knowledge of the books. He's going to give you an ayat. He's going to give you some aqwal, some narrations of the Prophet ﷺ, whether they be fabricated or not. And he's going to give you narrations perhaps of the Salaf and perhaps of his Salaf, of Ahl Bid'ah, of the Tariqah. And as you said, strange statements from that leader. So that means you're putting your religion in danger, and that is very much against the methodology of the Salaf. Why? Is it just some claim and some name we're talking about? No, we're talking about the way of the pious predecessors, meaning Sahabatul Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam radiyallahu ta'ala anhum. We can't compromise the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal and the madhab of Ahl Sunnah, the manhaj of Ahl Sunnah, the aqidah of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. That if you go into a situation where you're going to be under someone willingly who's your authority, your figurehead, your husband, this is a problem. He's going to influence you. It's very difficult that you're going to be on the manhaj of the Salaf and he's going to be on the manhaj of the Sangaliya or whoever this is. Thirdly, if you have children, then what? He's going to insist, as you said, he wants to let them know about the path of these certain leaders or this certain madhab or what have you. No, no, no. If you have children, what are the children going to, your children are going to be, they're going to be on something else, something other than what the pious predecessors were upon. It will be, so in Islam, it's very important for us to find people, to find a compatibility, to find that which is going to find safety in your deen, not be destructive to your deen. And when someone's i'tiqad, their creed, and their methodology is that far out. You didn't say that, oh, they're Ikhwan Muslimin, but, they still have Aqidah of Ahl Sunnah, but yet he has some issues here or some issues there. No, you didn't say that. You said that this person is on a tariqah, basically. This shows this is what we call ikhtilaf al-tadad. This is like a contradiction in between the two poles, and that means between you and your potentially future husband. Lastly, it's very important to consider those things. And as you ask for advice, so that my first piece of advice is not to do that. And my second piece of advice is, if you are near a Salafi community or you have ties with people from Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, that you make it known that you want to be married. And if you have your wali or your father or whoever is responsible for you, then you should have him in an active role in trying to find you a suitable spouse. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, to accept our good and forgive our evil, protect us all from kulli su'in wa makruh, and bless us all with everything good and protect us from everything evil. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rectify your condition and affairs and bless you with a righteous Sunni spouse that pleases you and pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.